All right, today let's talk about a feeling I think we've all felt at some point. It's that sting of being the good one, you know? The one who gets overlooked. We're gonna dive into this story of the forgotten brother, a story all about how doing everything right can still feel, well, just deeply unfair.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Have you ever been there? I mean, you've done everything right. You've followed all the rules, you've met every single expectation, and somehow you still feel completely invisible. You were the reliable one, right? The one everyone could count on. No matter what, when things got tough, you were the one who showed up, always.
You were basically the glue holding it all together. You kept your promises, you did the hard work when nobody else would, you just held it all together.
And after all that effort, what happens? You have to stand there and watch someone else, the one who bailed, the one who messed up, just waltz back in and get a hero's welcome. And suddenly, they're the ones getting all the praise, all the forgiveness, the big party.
And let's be real here. That feeling, it's not just hurt, is it? It's more than that. It's this quiet, simmering anger deep down. A little voice in the back of your head that just keeps whispering, "This isn't fair."
Okay, so there's this really famous story that totally nails this feeling. But here's the thing. The most important part isn't the part everyone focuses on. No, the real lesson is kind of hidden, with the character who usually gets left in the shadows.
I'm talking about the parable of the prodigal son. We all know the gist, right? Younger son asks for his inheritance early, goes off, blows it all on reckless living, and then, completely broke, he crawls back home. And what does his father do? He runs to him and throws this massive party. It's this incredible picture of grace.
But the whole story is built on this huge contrast. You've got the younger son, total rebel, wasted everything. And then you have the older son, obedient, worked his tail off, always faithful. And it's right there, in that comparison, that the part of the story we're interested in really kicks off.
So let's shift our focus completely. Forget the son who left for a second. The real heart of this, for us today, is the brother who stayed. His story is all about that quiet, lonely pain that comes with always being the good one.
So just imagine this for a second. Inside the house, there's music, there's a party going on, but where's he? He's outside, alone, fuming. He can hear the celebration for his screw-up brother, and he's just confused and angry. It makes absolutely no sense to him.
So his father comes out to find him, and that's when the dam just breaks. The first words out of his mouth tell you everything you need to know. He says, "All these years I've been serving you." See that? Not loving you, not being your son, serving you. It sounds like a job, like a business deal. And he doesn't stop there. He's building his legal case, right? He points out his perfect track record. I never disobeyed you. He's been keeping score this whole time, and in his mind, he has earned his father's approval fair and square.
And then we get to the absolute heart of his pain. He says, "And yet you never gave me even a small celebration." All that work, all that loyalty, for what? To feel completely invisible. He feels totally unappreciated.
But then comes the knockout punch, this incredibly bitter comparison. Listen to how he says it. "But when this son of yours," he doesn't even say my brother. He calls him this son of yours. That's how deep the resentment goes. This feeling of unfairness has literally broken his idea of family. And there it is. We're right back to that raw, painful feeling from the beginning. That feeling of being unseen, unappreciated, taken for granted. The feeling that all your hard work and loyalty, well, it just doesn't count for anything.
But the father's answer is, well, it's a total game changer. He doesn't get into an argument about what's fair. He doesn't debate the older son's points. Instead, he just completely reframes the whole conversation. He shifts it from fairness to relationship. His first words aren't a defense, they're a reminder of identity. He says, "My son." He's reminding him of their connection, that their bond was never the issue. You see, the son was always physically there, but the father is trying to tell him, hey, our relationship, our connection was always here for you too.
And then comes the line that should have changed everything. The father says, "And everything I have is yours." Think about that. The older brother is out there complaining he never even got a small party, and the father is telling him, "Son, you had access to the entire farm the whole time. It was all yours."
You see, the older son had turned his relationship with his father into a job. He was living like an employee, trying to earn his keep, trying to prove he was worthy.
But the father's point was so much simpler and so much more profound. It was never about earning. It was always just about being. His value wasn't in what he did, it was in who he was, a son.
Okay, and this is where the story gets incredibly powerful, because it doesn't have an ending. Not really. It doesn't wrap everything up in a neat little bow. Instead, it just leaves us with this giant, unanswered question. A question that's really meant for us.
Seriously, the story just ends. The older brother's standing outside, the father has invited him in, and that's it. We never find out if he went inside. And that's on purpose, because the choice he has to make, it's the same choice we all have to make.
So, what's it gonna be? Will you choose to stay outside? Will you cling to that resentment, keep counting up all the injustices, and just let that bitterness become your reality?
Or will you accept the invitation to come inside? Will you let go of that need to compare, to demand perfect fairness, and instead just step into the joy of the relationship that's been waiting for you all along?
So, you see, the story isn't really just about forgiving the person who messed up. It's a deep, personal invitation to the one who stayed. It's a roadmap showing the way out of resentment and into real peace.
So here's the bottom line. If you have ever felt like that older brother, the invitation for you is to stop working so hard to earn something you already have. You don't have to fight for your place. You are never just an employee. You are a son, you are a daughter. Everything the Father has is already yours. It has been all along. So the only question left is, will you come inside?